So today we are going to talk about one of the investors' favorite consistently compounding stock, Pidilite. So Pidilite had consistently created wealth for its investors for decades now. If you only look at last 20 years time span, it has given insane 37,200% absolute returns. To give you perspective, if you would have invested only 10,000 rupees in year 2000 in it, today it would be worth 37 lakhs 30,000. That is 372 times returns in just 20 years. No wonder why it had been investors' favorite. The question is it still worth investing in it? Let's find out. For investors who are not aware of business of Pidilite, you should be able to relate with Fevicol, Fevistick, Feviquick, Dr. Fixit, N-Seal, etc. These are all sub-brands of Pidilite and market leaders in their segment. Also, Pidilite has strong brand recognition where customer recognizes adhesive as Fevicol and not as adhesives. And this creates a strong moat for Pidilite to be a market leader in its segment. Pidilite has also strategically acquired companies time to time that has created diversification in its product portfolio. Similar in acquisitions, Pidilite has recently acquired Hams Private Limited with 100% stake in October 2020. So, Eraldite, which is a very popular epoxy-based adhesive, is now a part of product portfolio of Pidilite, further diversifying its product portfolio. This has resulted positively towards the revenue growths and EPS as can be seen comparing from March 2021 to trailing 12 months. We can see a significant rise in the sales and in EPS. Moving on to the numbers now, we can see that Pidilite is able to maintain ROCE, ROE and ROIC above 20, which is commendable. Also, the OPM for last 5 years is 21%, which is great. The only cautious point for us to consider here is that the sales growth for last 5 years and 3 years had been very low, almost to 6 to 7%, which suggests that the company is struggling a bit over increasing its sales. Let's look at some other numbers in profit loss statement. Here we can see the company has increased the sales consistently for last decade and has also increased operating profit margins consistently. Similar trends can be seen in EPS. Now let's look at how the stock is being valuated in the market. So as we can see the stock is trading at a PE of 89 right now and median PE for last 3 years had been 68. So clearly the stock is overvalued at the time. Based on the numbers, let's try to see the past growth in the EPS. So this is the EPS growth past data. We can see the EPS from 2010 to 2015 has increased compoundedly approximately at 13.16%, and for EPS from 2016 to 2020 the compounded growth had been 8.8, which is a bit low. Now let's see, based on this data, what we should expect to see the stock price assuming that valuation corrects down to its fair valuation in coming quarters. So on the left hand side we have the EPS growth of last 10 years, that is 15%, and the median PE assuming 68. In 2025 the expected stock price should be 3147 and expected stock price in 2030 it should be 6633. But on the right hand side, assuming that we have the EPS of 8% in last 5 years, the expected stock price for 2025 would be 2225 and in 2030 it should be 3360. So in conclusion, we can see that Pidilite is a fundamentally strong company with moat around its business and should create good wealth for its investors in future also. Further to rise in urbanization and government focus on infrastructure development and recent acquisition by the company could lead to good growth in coming years. But considering recent stagnation in the growth and high valuation, retail investors should hold off putting in any lump sum amount and should keep a watch for next 1 to 2 quarters on the company's performance and valuation to cool off a bit. Though if you have a SIP for the stock, then you should continue it without worrying. This is it friends. Hope you liked the video and please share your feedback.